our pre-conversation, you mentioned something about being who you are while you're becoming. Being who you are while you're becoming.
Okay. So, I love the idea that who we will be, we are now becoming. So, who are you going to be? Exactly, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I actually read this amazing book by Kobe Yamada called 5. It's just the number 5. It's not written out F-I-V-E, it's just a 5. And it talks about where you want to be in 5 years. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? And how do you actually get there? And I realized that the process of becoming is such a glorious, eternal concept. I love the idea of progression, that we can be better tomorrow than we are today. Now, that's not to put pressure on you, that's just to let you know that you have the ability to expand your mind, to expand your knowledge base, to expand your vocabulary, to expand your ability to appreciate and find gratitude. Your ability to do all these different things is a progressive process. And it's a glorious process, and it is extremely fulfilling. I mean, I just get the biggest kick out of doing something that I've never done before. And so when we think about who we are going to become, where does that put us today? How do we get there? I am a firm believer that a wish without a plan is just a dream and it's not going to go anywhere. You got to have a plan. And for me, I am a write things down kind of a person. Now, I know a lot of the generation just a little bit younger than me. I'm 65, by the way, so it doesn't take much before the generation before me is all into electronics. And I do use my share of electronics, but I'm a paper and pencil kind of a girl. And I have notes and plans all over my studio, all over my house. I am the queen of Post-it notes. They're all over the place. And I write things down, and I check them off as I do them. So when I was 14 years old, I grew up in Hawaii. I'm born and raised in Hawaii. And so when I was 14 years old, I had to be home before the sun sank into the ocean. That was the rule at my house, okay? So I'd go surfing, and all the good waves are kind of in the evening, and so we'd surf till the very, very last minute. So I'm out surfing, and I had to run in, and I had to come home, and I'm standing on the edge of the shoreline with my surfboard, and I'm looking at the ocean, and I said, someday I am going to live on the ocean so I never have to go home. And I said that to myself, and I promised myself that when I was 14 years old. Then life got in the way, right? So 5 kids later, and chaos and craziness and trying to have a business and a job, and I've realized that I had to redefine my dream, my goal. And so I made the conscious choice to redefine that goal and decide that I could no longer afford to live in Hawaii because it was just so incredibly expensive to live there. And so I was going to live on the mainland, and I was going to come to Florida so I could at least be near the ocean. So we bought a place over in Mount Dora and loved it there. Loved it there. It was wonderful. And all of a sudden, I realized I gave up. Why did I cut myself short? Why did I decide I had to settle? And so, bless my husband's heart, I walked into his office one day and I said, "We're moving." And he goes, "We just got the whole house built, and I built you a big, huge studio, and we got a warehouse that's 5,000 square feet. You want to move?" "Yeah, we're moving." "Where are we going?" I said, "We're going to the beach." I said, "We're selling it all, everything. Lock, stock, and barrel, we're just going to sell it all." And from that moment, every decision I made was consistent with me moving to the beach. Every decision. I mean, I seriously questioned buying cleaning supplies. Now, is this going to go to the beach with me? No, I don't need this. I don't need to buy a 5-gallon jug, whatever. But anyway, every decision I made was consistent with what I wanted to do, to get to the beach. And it took about 1.5 years of whittling it down, and before you knew it, my house was literally empty. I'd sold off half of everything, and lo and behold, here I am, living on the beach. I have my dream, because I didn't give up. I gave up for a while, I postponed it, but I finally went back and embraced what I truly wanted, and that's what was important to me, and I did it. I had to compromise. You know, I went from a 6,000 square foot home down to a condo, but I didn't care. I wanted to be on the beach. And so every day now, I do hula on the beach.